Hello and happy Easter. Thank you for joining us for today's broadcast with the Unity Center of New York City. I'm happy to welcome with us today our guests, soloists and accompanists, Jim and Carla Keys. So this is going to be a wonderful day and we're so happy you're with us today. So why don't we join now, and Carla and Keys will lead us in this opening song, Christ the Lord has risen today.
Please join us in singing Christ the Lord is risen today. Christ the Lord is risen today. Alleluia. Sons of men and angels say, Alleluia. Raise your joys and triumphs high. Alleluia. Sing ye heavens and earth reply. Alleluia. No more thought of dark and gloom. Alleluia. No more thought of death and doom. Alleluia. To the heavens and the lights. Alleluia. Let your soul ascend the heights. Alleluia. Out of discord and of strife. Alleluia. To the consciousness of life. Alleluia. Sing, O heart, thy song of joy. Alleluia. Life that nothing can destroy. Alleluia. By thy dazzling radiant rays. Alleluia. Shine, illuminate thy days. Alleluia. Constant be the truth will dawn. Alleluia. All arise, ascend, shine on. Alleluia.
Just have a couple of community highlights for you, and one is to please go to our Facebook page and like us, and when you do that, then you'll receive information of videos that we have, book recommendations, recipes, and other good stuff. So if you could just go to our Facebook page and like us, we would appreciate that. Also, you can check us out at unitycenternyc.com and also receive updates and things that are going on the site there. So now let's enjoy a medley by Jim Keys. Thank you, Jim. That was awesome. And now I'd like us to just take a moment to bless our tithes and donations. We appreciate your support of this ministry, and you can follow the link, whether you're on the website or the Facebook or on YouTube. You can see, just follow the link for donating, and we appreciate your support of this ministry and your belief in what we're doing and how we're seeking to uplift people in these times. Thank you so much, and let's just take a moment to bless our gifts, knowing that divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, and so it is. Amen. Let's prepare now for a guided meditation with a song with Carla and keys, Raising the Veil. Now this is to help us focus our mind from the external world and things going on outside to really focus on this song. It's a repetitive song. It's like a chant to just bring our attention focused and begin to turn within so that we can then use that for a guided meditation. So let's join together now in Raising the Veil.
Please join us in singing Raising the Veil.
I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil.
So I invite you now to sit upright as is comfortable for your body for this guided meditation. I invite you to take a nice, long, deep breath. And as you exhale, just think of letting your body relax. Let all the muscles in your body relax. Beginning at your feet, just become aware of your feet and send a message, relax and let go. Moving your awareness through your calves and your thighs. Send the thought, relax and let go. Relax and let go. Good. Allow your abdomen and stomach to relax. Become aware of your shoulders, your arms, your hands, and just relax. Send the message, send the thought. Relax, relax. And you might be able to feel your body just letting go, letting go. You're not your body, you have a body, and so you have the ability to consciously relax your body. So become aware of the muscles in your back, upper, lower back, just feeling the body, letting go and relaxing. Bring your awareness to your face, relaxing the muscles in your face and in your neck, the front and the back, the sides of your neck. Just send the thought, relax and let go. Relax and let go. And scan your body from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet and notice, is there still any place that's a little tight, a little tense? Just gently tense and let go, relax. Good. Within you now is the presence and activity of God, expressing in and as you. This is your divinity, or what we might call the Christ within you. Image of God. You are an expression of God, just like a wave is an expression of the ocean. You are an expression of the ocean of spirit. This is the resurrecting power within you. This is what Easter is about, which is attuning yourself and releasing and allowing that God presence within you to express, to unfold. Jesus often referred to the words I am. The words I am refer to your divinity, the God within you. You're not your body, you're not your mind. I am. I am. I am consciousness. I am spirit expressing in and as me. He often identified with the I am, the God expressing in and as him. At one point he said, I am the resurrection and the life. I am the resurrection and the life. He identified with the very power of God expressing in him, the resurrecting power. The power that is able to heal you, to strengthen you. The resurrecting power that's able to help you to overcome whatever challenges you face. That can enable you to see the good in your life, in the situations of life. This is the resurrecting power. This is what Easter is really all about. It's about tuning into and releasing that depth that's within you. Being uplifted in that presence. So I encourage you to identify yourself with that presence. Know within yourself, I am the resurrection and the life. I am the resurrection and the life. And hold that idea in your mind and listen within. Wait to experience the truth of those words. I am the resurrection and the life. Hold that idea now in your mind and listen within and wait. And imagine that resurrecting power now filling every cell of your body and filling your whole being with light. And just know right now that that resurrecting power is in every cell, every organ, every function of your body. For spirit is in all things. You are an expression of that presence and that resurrecting power. See that light overflowing, filling your mind with wisdom. That resurrecting power lifting your mind from confusion, from anxiety, from fear, and establishing you in wisdom, in peace, in a flow of guidance. Allow that presence to lift you from fear of lack or limitation. And know and trust that that presence is unfolding in your life as opportunities, as creative ideas, opening a way where there may appear to not be any. You are the resurrecting power of God expressing in and as you. This is the hope and message of Easter. And let us include friends and family in this awareness and know for them that you are the resurrection and the life. Know for them that there is a divine depth within them. Call it forth through your thoughts, through your belief in that presence, working in them, in friends and family. And let us include all the hospital workers, all people who are helping others in these times, in their place of business, perhaps at the grocery store, in the hospitals or fire departments and ambulances. Let's include all people everywhere and all souls everywhere, all people who might be struggling with COVID or who have financial challenges. In this moment, let us lift them up. Let us know that you are the resurrection and the life. That God's healing is taking place in your body now. Let us know for them that love is your true nature and harmony and peace are now established in your mind, in your heart, in your relationships. Let us know that God is working through each one of them, helping them to meet the challenges of the day, financially, physically, emotionally, in their relationships, in every area. And let us see our whole planet enfolded in light and love, and know that God's presence is everywhere. Where every person is, there is God. There is light. There's wisdom, there's power, there's healing, there's harmony. And we give thanks for this time together. It's time to be still, to know the truth together. There is tremendous power as we unite our consciousness together to know the truth of the resurrecting power as it uplifts each one of us individually and as it is active and at work in all souls everywhere. And we bring our awareness now back to the body and back to the room in which we are located. And so it is. Amen. And now let us enjoy Carla and Keith. Thank you, Carla and Keys. That was awesome. I love how they've done their music today. It's wonderful to be outside with them in this time. Jesus said to Mary Magdalene before the tomb, he said, "Do not hold on to me. Do not keep me." And yet, I don't think that we've really understood that teaching. Jesus did not want us to hold to him as being the point of Easter. And that's exactly what we've done. We've made Easter all about Jesus, his resurrection, his crucifixion, his death, and we've missed the real point of his message, which was not about him, but about you. Easter is about releasing that divine potential that is inside of us, that's inside of you. He said, "The works that I do, you can do and greater, because I go to the Father. I turn to the Spirit." And this is what Easter is really about. It's about the resurrecting principle, that principle that is ever seeking to raise you and I up to another level of growth, of overcoming, of joy, of peace, of power. And that's what his message to us was. It wasn't about him. It's not about a memorial to his death and his struggle and his suffering. Rather, it's about getting in tune with that resurrecting power that's inside of you. Simply put, many people recall the story of Easter, which was basically an itinerant preacher who went to the city and preached the gospel, and he was a threat to church and state, and they brought him in on trumped up charges, found him guilty, brought him up on a hill where he was crucified between two common thieves. And then they thought it was over. And yet it was really just the beginning, because after 3 days, the stone of the tomb was rolled away, and Jesus appeared to at least 500 people and had been resurrected. So I can go along with that. There's a lot about life that I don't understand, that we don't understand. Heck, 50 years ago, no one would have ever thought we'd be carrying around a mini computer in our hand. And there's a lot about life we don't quite understand. But I trust that that's what happened. But the point is not about his death and crucifixion, but about his resurrection. And even more importantly, about the resurrecting principle, which is really about that presence and power within you that can help lift you up no matter what you go through. It's the ability to move to a higher level of consciousness. So much emphasis has been on the cross, that Jesus was crucified, died on the cross, and you see pictures of his emaciated body and the emphasis on suffering on the cross. And I can understand, particularly during these times of COVID, where that's probably going to be emphasized in a lot of places of worship, is Jesus suffered on the cross just like people are suffering through COVID. And we know that people are suffering financially, mentally, emotionally, physically. Some people are sick, and some people have died, and the families are suffering from that whole experience. There's a lot of suffering, absolutely. We're not denying that. And Jesus certainly suffered. But to stop at the suffering is to miss the message of Jesus. It's to miss the message of Easter. It wasn't the cross, and the cross has been kind of like a logo for Christianity, and I think it misses the real mark by focusing on the suffering and on the cross. Jesus didn't stay on the cross. Jesus was resurrected. George Bernard Shaw said they crucified him on a stick, but somehow strangely suspect that he got a hold of the right end of it. In other words, Jesus didn't let the cross get inside of him. He was a wonderful example for you and I of, even though he was crucified in an unjust manner and he was tortured, he came from a place of love while he was on the cross. He said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." He didn't fall into bitterness and resentment and just the pain and suffering. That wasn't what it was about. In fact, the original meaning of the cross in Christianity was one of victory. He didn't stay on the cross. He got off the cross. He didn't stay in the darkness of the tomb. The stone was rolled away. And I think there's an important message in there for you and me. And that is, let's not crucify ourselves. Many people are caught up in their own pain and suffering. And it's understandable. And there's a lot of excuses or reasons for being caught in pain and suffering during these times. But I think you and I need to remember that it's not about focusing on the cross of how difficult things are and so on. And many people are crucifying themselves. You see, there's the situations that are happening outside of us, right? People have financial challenges. People are stuck at home. People are having to be crowded together in their little apartments or in their homes. And some people are sick. And I know what that's like. I was sick. And the challenge, though, is not to get stuck in making it worse. You know, we have the external challenges, and then we have what goes on inside of us. And I think the message that Jesus communicated is that he didn't let the crucifixion experience dampen his love. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He stayed centered in the divinity, the divine depth that was within him. And that's what you and I are called to do on Easter. You know, there's the external circumstance, but the external does not have to interfere or alter our internal experience. And that's one of the most powerful messages of Easter. Jesus didn't let the cross determine his inner attitude, his inner experience. And you and I don't need to either. So let's not add to the problems of the external through our negative attitudes, through crucifying ourselves. I recently read a story by a medical doctor of a man who was in his 60s, who was in good shape. He was retired, and he would play tennis and relax, and he was enjoying the fruit of his labors. Well, then he got diagnosed with a prostate issue. Now, it wasn't a huge thing. He had to have some minor surgery, but his attitude was so negative about it. How could he, in such good shape, experience this terrible thing? Well, he went to the hospital. They did the minor surgery. The surgery went well. His son and daughter-in-law were visiting him, and his attitude was so negative. He was irritable, he was angry, he was upset. Again, having a prostate issue just did not fit in with his concept of himself being this perfect physical specimen. And no one could understand how, having the surgery had gone so well, why he had such a bad attitude. But it only got worse. He got an infection, and then of course he got upset about the infection. And then, as he continued with this attitude, he experienced kidney failure. And then continued to be angry and upset, and the man died. Which was an example of how even the best medical care can't help a really negative attitude. You see, that man couldn't control the fact that he had this prostate issue. Yeah, he was healthy. Yeah, he took care of himself. But there's some things we just can't control. We can't control what's going on in the world right now. But we can control our attitude about it and recognize that our attitude has a tremendous impact on our physical body. Not only that, but when we're able to get centered in a place of peace and poise and calmness, then we're able to deal with the external situations, our financial situation, our physical situation. We're better able to be a support to other people and to take action that can actually help other people. It's important that we not crucify ourselves with negative attitudes. This man crucified himself by focusing on, oh, this is terrible, and this shouldn't happen to me, and this isn't the way I wanted things to go, and, just those negative attitudes decreased his immune system to the extreme point. So I encourage us to take charge of our mind. He let his mind run rampant. He let anger, he let fear, he let rage control his mind, and it ran away with it. We don't want to do that. We want to let go of focusing on the cross and our own crosses and focus on trying to get ourselves attuned to that place of calmness and peace and joy. To get ourselves in tune with that resurrecting principle that's ever seeking to work for us and in our favor. That's all that man needed to do. He needed to accept what was. Okay, I've got this issue. Now, let me have faith in the activity of God working through me, or the healing process, or the body's effort to heal itself. See, that's the resurrecting principle. Your body is biased on the side of healing. Many years ago, a study was done of several people who had died, and they looked at their bodies, and what they discovered in their bodies is that the body had healed itself. There were scars in their bodies of illnesses that were healed that they never even knew about. They looked at their medical records and saw that there was no indication that they had had those conditions. Nobody knew, but the body was biased on healing. And so the body healed these people of things that they didn't even know they were suffering. That's the resurrection principle. That's the divine depth within you, the divinity in you that seeks to help you overcome, that seeks to heal you, that seeks to guide you, that seeks to help you meet the challenges of the day. That's why it's important for us to let go of the focus on the cross. Stop crucifying ourselves with fear, with anger, with resistance to what is. Some of you know I had COVID myself. And at the time, I didn't know I had it. I must have had it for like 10 days without even realizing it. I knew my body was struggling. All I wanted to do was sleep. And then I would get up and get a glass of water or, eat something and then back to bed. Well, I found that, and I had a continual headache for like 5 days. And I have to admit, there were a few times where I was like, God, why am I going through this? What did I do to deserve this? And then I quickly realized that wasn't going to help me any. I knew that wasn't going to help any. There was no answer for that. The only answer was deal with it. Accept it, deal with it. Your body needs rest, give it rest. And I didn't find that, I just sort of focused on accepting what was happening and trying to give my body what it needed and not have a lot of extraneous negative attitudes other than that occasional question where I felt like I was being tortured. Why, God, why am I doing this? Well, I didn't dwell on that. I didn't crucify myself. I didn't add to the suffering. You see, it's been said that you might experience pain, but suffering is the resistance to it. You see? Yeah, you might be stuck at home, or you might be sick, or someone you know is sick, or other challenges going on. Don't add to the cross by resisting it. Let's accept what is and know that your spiritual efforts, you can get into a place of peace. Take time to pray. Take time to meditate. Take time to repeat a sacred word in your mind, or to do some deep breathing, to bring your attention back to the present, to look for the good in the situations that you're facing, to have hope. You see? Now, what if that's difficult? What if you're trying, but your meditation is not helping? You're losing your mind. Your mind is all over the place. The key isn't to be perfect. The key is to make the effort, to have the intention. That's much better. We're here, you and I are here to grow, to unfold the Spirit within us. So that's very different than just throwing up our hands and what's the use? Meditation's not working for me, or I'm just so scared and fearful and giving in and letting the mind run rampant like that guy with the prostate issue. No, we don't want to do that. This is an opportunity for you and me to grow spiritually. It really is. Every challenge is an opportunity to help us grow spiritually when we look at it that way. It's an opportunity to take charge of ourselves and to get centered. And so, yeah, you're going to have moments of fear, moments of panic maybe, but just let yourself feel those feelings. Try to relax around them. Try to surrender it to the God within you, to that resurrecting principle in you that's ever seeking to work for your benefit on your behalf. But you and I need to get centered and get in that place of peace as much as we can. And if we're not able to get there, well, make the effort. That's great. The intention is what it's all about. And you'll grow from the experience. So let's not get stuck on the cross, on the suffering. Jesus got off the cross. He got in touch with the resurrecting principle. The same with the tomb. You know, the tomb, the stone was rolled away. It's so easy to get stuck in the darkness of the tomb, the problems that we face. And it's sad how people get stuck in the suffering and things are so bad and things are so terrible. And we know there's a lot of suffering. We know there's a lot of challenges. But let's not focus in the darkness of the tomb. Remember, the stone was rolled away in the Easter story. And there was light, the dawning light of Easter. Jesus was resurrected. He didn't stay in the tomb. He was resurrected. And some suggest that we focus on the light at the entrance to the tomb and even go further. See light at both ends of the tomb. I heard someone talk about see the tomb like a telescope. You know, look at your challenges like the tomb is a telescope. Yeah, there's darkness, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. You're looking from light and you're looking through the darkness to the light. Think of taking that tomb and looking at the challenges that you face as if it's a telescope. You're looking from light and you're looking toward light. In other words, you're looking at a financial challenge and you're acknowledging the resurrecting principle of abundance and prosperity and of creative ideas and solutions to problems. You're looking at your physical challenge through that telescope of looking through the tomb to the light of healing, of renewal, of hope. You're looking at your relationships through that light and with light, and you're seeing harmony and peace and love restored. This is what the principle, the resurrecting principle is all about. This is what Easter's about. Jesus didn't stay on the cross. Jesus didn't let the cross alter his inner attitude. And therefore, he was able to be a blessing, just like you and me. When we can remain centered and calm and do the best we can to grow spiritually, then we can be a benefit to people in the world. Then we can be more effective at dealing with our situations. So focus not on the cross, not on the darkness of the tomb, but on the light at both ends of the tomb, so to speak. See your challenges with the light and from the light. See it from this place of hope and of peace and of faith. Faith that God is at work in you and in the situation. That the resurrecting power is at work. That's what the message of Easter is. Easter is not about holding on to Jesus and making it a memorial to Jesus, his crucifixion, his suffering, his resurrection. No, it's about you. It's about me. It's about the divine dimension within you. It's about that resurrecting principle inside of you that's ever seeking to heal you, renew you, prosper you, guide you, direct you, give you solutions to the challenges that you face. That's what Easter's about. And that's what I would encourage you to be about. Let go. Stop. Don't crucify yourself. Let go of the crucifixion. In other words, take charge of your mind. Make the spiritual effort. to get centered and poised and peaceful. You'll be of more benefit to yourself and you'll be more benefit to others. And we're here to grow spiritually. So these times are an opportunity to really grow. And that growth that we make will go with us the rest of our life. Because eventually, as the Bible says, this too will pass. This situation will pass. And the growth that you make in the midst of it will go with you. And it'll serve you in every area of your life. So don't give up. Make the effort to grow spiritually. I know that's why you're watching today, because something in you knows that truth. Something in you believes in that truth. And that's the key. That's the key. There's a Chinese proverb that says, when you keep a green bough in your heart, a singing bird will come. Isn't that beautiful? When you keep a green bough in your heart, when you believe and have faith that God is working through you and that you're a spiritual being having a human experience and that you have the possibilities to overcome, that you have healing within you, that there's a bias towards your own healing, your own success, your own prosperity, harmony and peace and fulfillment. When you believe that, when you have faith in that, then you create in consciousness a place for the singing bird to come, a place for the divinity to manifest through you. You create a place for the resurrecting power of your own spirit to rise up, for you to be free of negative beliefs that hold you back. You begin to experience the transcendent peace, the transcendent joy. When you hold a place in consciousness of faith, that green bough in your heart, then the singing bird of your own divinity, of the resurrecting power, can come forth and express through you. So let's not focus on the darkness of the tomb, of the cross. Easter is about the light. Easter is about awakening. Let that singing bird come and experience the dawning light of hope, the dawning light of strength, the dawning light of faith, the dawning light of Easter. God bless you.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you, yeah. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want.
Thank you so much, Carla and Keys. I love that song, Happy. Wasn't that fun? So that's our true nature. That's the Spirit of God within us. And when you are seeking to really live that in the midst of the challenges that you face, man, you really can do some growing spiritually. That's really what it's about. The yogi sage said, Paramahansa Yogananda said, seek to be even-minded and cheerful at all times. Wow, that is a goal for each one of us. That truly is letting the resurrecting principle happen inside of you. So I see you going forth today, centered and poised in that resurrecting principle. I see you going forward today, making the greatest efforts to remain centered, to be calm, to be peaceful, and then from that place to be a benefit to other people, to be a calming influence, an uplifting influence on people you know. That's what's needed right now. That's what Easter's about, letting that potential come forth. And I see you doing that. I thank you for joining us today for this Easter service. May the resurrecting power express more fully and completely through you today and every day. And so it is. I invite you now to join us in affirming the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Please join us now in singing Let There Be Peace on Earth, and a special thank you again to Carla and Keys for being our guest musicians today. It was wonderful, and thank you all for joining us for this Easter celebration. And special thanks also to Debbie Mullinax, John and Ryan and Stefan and all the team that's helped bring this broadcast to you today. Have a very, very happy Easter. And let's now join and sing, Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow to take